Everybody's falling, you'll be there calling through thick and thin. Shoreline wishes, ambition disses, we're not caving in. Oh.
Hey, you're listening to Smart as a Cookie, the podcast, presented by USA Girl Scouts Overseas in partnership with me, Kristina Lachaga. Oh my gosh, welcome to our next episode of Smart as a Cookie. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for tuning in and for checking out our podcast, Season 1. I'm so excited to introduce you to our next special guest, Alina Morse. Alina is the founder and CEO of Zolli Candy, which is the fastest growing candy company in America. Oh my gosh. So when we first interviewed Alina back in 2021 for USA Girl Scouts Overseas Cookie Rally, Alina was 15 years old. So she is a little bit older now, but she is the inventor of Zollipops, which are the clean teeth pop that help protect your teeth from cavities and are a favorite with dentists and loved by kids. They're also delicious, vegan, all natural, and sugar-free. And she was definitely one smart cookie when she brainstormed her candy company idea. You're going to find out all about how Alina started her company, grew her company, and is continuing to grow her company. Zolli Candy. We actually got some Zolli Candy at CVS. They were delicious. When we were filming our interview, Alina and I were both had some Zollipops. So they were very delicious, I must admit. And Alina is a perfect example of how to follow your heartstream. She truly proves that with passion, drive, and an amazing team of people, you can do anything. So I'm so excited to introduce you to Alina. And as you're listening to our podcast, you might hear a little Zollipop candy rustling. So if it makes you want some Zollipops, make sure you go check them out on their website. Here we go. Let's meet Alina. Okay, here we go. So Alina Morse is a sophomore high school student. She's 15, and she invented candy that cleans your teeth after a trip to the bank with her dad when she was just 7 years old. Oh my gosh. Her company is the fastest growing candy company in America, and it's sold at 25,000 retailers. She's the youngest vendor to the number one. So Walmart, Kroger, CVS, and Amazon. And she was the youngest person to ever be featured on Entrepreneur magazine. This is incredible. Okay. She delivered a TED Talk called Why I Eat Candy to Avoid Cavities. We're going to find out how that works. And she was at the White House invited by former First Lady Michelle Obama for the Easter egg roll. This is incredible. I am so excited to be here. Welcome, Alina. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Of course. Thank you so much. This is so exciting. So to get us started, tell us how you started Zolli Candy when you were just 7 years old.
Yeah, so I started Zolli Candy. I actually have our OG product, Zollipops, right here. Zolli Candy all began on a trip to the bank with my dad. And if you've ever been to the bank, when your parents have dragged you there, you know that the teller always offers a lollipop. Now, my parents always told me you shouldn't have candy because sugar is terrible for your teeth. So I asked them, why can't we make a healthy lollipop that's good for my teeth so I could have candy and it wouldn't be bad for me? Plus, you can't say no to it. So after marinating this idea in my head and realizing, this is something that I can make happen, and I was very, very excited about it. I had asked my dad. He says about 100 times. I think I asked probably way more than that. When are we going to make these lollipops? When are we going to make these lollipops? And finally he said, Alina, I'm working. I'm busy. I got to get some stuff done. But if you want to make something happen, write down a plan. And so that's very fitting because we are going to be talking about goal setting. But I wrote down a plan in my idea binder, which was really just a picture of a lollipop that said, clean your teeth. But it was a start. And it got me, excited about not only writing this plan, but going to do some research. So I researched online on YouTube and Google, which were my only resources at the time. I learned, by watching videos, how real candy is made. And it was a really cool process because, they make it in these big factories, and they make a lot of it at a time. And so it was a really cool kind of experience seeing how the candy that I knew and loved was made. And so after learning about the candy making process, I took just a normal sugary lollipop ingredient list and I started crossing off the bad ingredients and looking for a healthy replacement. And I did this with the help of my dentist and my dental hygienist. And they gave me some really good insight into what ingredients are good for your teeth, but also edible, and how I could use these teeth cleaning ingredients that were all natural, and that were used in dentistry, but I could transform them into a great tasting lollipop. So that was my challenge. And after working on this ingredient list, I asked my parents if I could purchase some ingredients from the store, and they were like, oh no, this is going to be a little bit of a mess, isn't it? But I was pretty determined to make something really awesome. So we got the ingredients and I started, cooking away in the oven, in the microwave, on the stovetop. And I had like burnt sugar everywhere. It was not a good experience. Well, it was fun for me, but my parents had to clean it all up and we had to actually replace some of our kitchen appliances. So it wasn't as fun for them, but I did learn an important lesson that you can't do everything on your own. And, that's so important for Girl Scouts too. It's all about teamwork, all about relying on your sisters, your troop mates to make things happen. And so that's what I did. I went to my parents. I said, this isn't working. Let's find another way to make this candy. So we researched manufacturing facilities, also known as plants. And this was a misconception for me because I thought, when my parents told me we were going to go tour a plant, I was expecting to see a big leafy fern, and what I really saw was a big factory. So, it just goes to show I definitely did not know anything about making candy, but I was just really determined to make something happen. So we toured a bunch of different manufacturing facilities until we finally found one that could create a healthy lollipop. And there we worked with a food scientist and formulated a really awesome product. And after taste tests and taste tests and taste tests, which most of them were not very good, we finally created, a great tasting candy that actually cleans your teeth. So that's how it all began. And about 5 years later, we have a whole line of products. We have Zollipops, we have Zappy Taffy, which is just a clean teeth taffy that doesn't stick to your teeth. That was a must for me because I had braces for like 4 years. So taffy was a no-no until Zappy Taffy came along. It took some workshopping to actually create a whole different candy, but it was worth it. And then our new product, Zolli Caramels.
Yes, I have them right here.
Pocket there. Yes, and they're my absolute favorite. They're so good. And all of our products are sugar-free, all natural, keto, diabetic friendly. They're free of the top 7 allergens. So we wanted to create, a product that everyone can enjoy and, really be all inclusive with keeping people smiling.
Oh my gosh, you are so incredible. And honestly, I just loved hearing your story. And it was so cool to think how young you were when you were taking on this big project, taking on these big goals, and taking on, honestly, like your future so early on. That's incredible. So go you. So how did you go from having this, you had this idea, you went to all these different plants, and you found a place to make your candy. So how did you go from that to being the best-selling sugar-free healthy candy in the United States? What were the steps? What were some of the goals you had to hit to make those things happen?
Yeah, so I had a goal very early on, that, I wanted to create something that could be enjoyed by everyone. And so, throughout the whole process, it was definitely tricky to not only perfect a sugar-free lollipop, because, you know, when you think of sugar-free candy, you kind of think of grandma's purse candy, hate to say it, but Zolli Candy is fun, it's bright, it's delicious. And so I wanted to create something that, you know, embodied kids and fun. And that wasn't, you know, grandma's purse candy, but it was just like normal candy. It just was good for you. And so that was very tricky. But after, you know, so much work and a lot of mentorship from the people at the manufacturing facility, and people that we met along our journey, we finally, you know, created something awesome. And so, you know, from that point, we created the packaging, we created the graphics, and we pitched our very first retailer, Whole Foods Markets, in California. So it was very, very cool to go into my first business meeting with my first ever product at like 9 years old. And I think back, and I was very, very nervous. But I have a, like, I guess you could say a background. I mean, I haven't really even been alive that long, but I had always, you know, from a young age, loved theater and singing and performing. And I still am a competitive dancer. So I loved, you know, being in the spotlight, if you will. So pitching this retailer was just like, you know, learning my lines and saying them on stage. And so it was pretty natural for me, but I was definitely very nervous because, you know, something that you spend 2 years working on, it's definitely, you know, you want to get a good reaction. And we did. We got into their stores. And from there, we got on Amazon.com. We got into CVS and Walgreens and Walmart, and also internationally in China and Korea and France, the Philippines, the UK, Germany. And so it's been a pretty crazy roller coaster. But a lot of our, you know, a lot of our supporters have been moms and families. And that word of mouth really, you know, helped take us from a nobody company, you know, nobody knew of us, to, you know, somebody who can compete with the sugary candies that have been around for, you know, 70 years. And so, you know, we're right up there selling with them. And that proves, you know, if you have the passion and you have the drive, and, you know, you have an awesome team around you and supporting you, then, you know, you really can do anything.
That's amazing. You know, so I'm known as the girl with the big pink heart, and I tell my fans called Heartbreakers to always follow your heart's dream. And I think you are a perfect example of somebody who is doing that. And to prove that you can go get this candy wherever you are, I went to CVS and I found Zollipops, I found Zolli caramels, and I found Zaffy Taffy. So those are honestly, I'm so excited to try them. They make so much noise to open on the camera, but I'm so excited to try them. They honestly, when I saw the packaging, it's so bright, it's so colorful, and it makes you want to go grab it, and it's healthy for you. It's good for you. So I also heard that not too long ago, well, a little over 8 years ago, you were a Daisy Girl Scout. Do you want to show everyone your vest?
So my Daisy vest from kindergarten that I still have for all these years. I have all my little badges for selling cookies.
Oh my goodness.
And it's funny that it was in a very accessible place for, you know, all these years later. I knew exactly where it was.
It was meant to be.
So I thought it was so cool. Yeah, kind of a little vintage vest. I mean, I guess I'm sure your guys's are a little bit more updated.
They have actually, you know what? They released some new versions for if you go on like the Girl Scouts, they released some new versions, but I think the daisies are pretty similar still. It's really cute.
Well, and I have
your earrings,
my Daisy earrings that match. So, I mean, you could say I still am a Daisy at heart, but I, you know, definitely, you know, really loved being a Daisy. But unfortunately, I couldn't continue with my Girl Scout journey because of Zolli Candy, and I got busy. But
it's all good. You know what?
I'm still a daisy at heart.
Exactly. No, you are. And you know what? You're showing it off with your passion for fashion with your earrings. And I even spotted a cookie booth patch on the back. So that was pretty cool.
Oh,
So we're
yes.
gonna
Yes, I was a very serious cookie salesperson. I think it definitely contributed to my selling abilities today, which, if I do say so myself, they're pretty good.
Yes,
So
no, I agree. I think they're good. I think you could sell us anything. I love it. So we're gonna ask you, since we know that you are, you're official. You were a Girl Scout. So we're gonna ask you some tips and some advice that you would give to our Girl Scouts that are going to be going out there, either depending on, so with the pandemic, we have different things that are going to be going on. So some girls will be able to have cookie booths. Some girls will be doing online sales via digital cookies. Some might be doing both. So what are some different tips that you would give girls, whether they're interacting in person or interacting online, to help reach those big cookie sales goals?
yeah, well, I would say, from my nerdy business side, digital cookie sales is going to be booming this year because everyone loves to shop online. I love to shop online.
Same.
We actually created an online Zolli Candy shop during the pandemic. We created our very own Zolli Candy site, so we can sell direct now, which was something we had never done before. So shifting to digital sales is definitely up and coming. But I would say, my biggest tips, well, my tips for anyone who wants to sell anything, you know, you learn from everyone around you, especially, you can learn from your fellow Girl Scouts, regardless if you're in person watching them or if you're online talking to them over the phone. And so, always just being aware of the selling tactics that other people are using, and not stealing them, but making them your own, taking that idea and saying, well, if I mix this with what I'm already doing, this could be very successful. And, don't be closed-minded, just be open-minded to the different possibilities, the different techniques, the different ways that, you can better your business, better your sales. I just think, it's so important to, always be willing to learn something new. And especially, when you're a Girl Scout and you have this awesome troop of girls around you, why not try to learn from them and try to, not only learn from them, but, you can teach them as well. So I think that's really awesome. And I just love the teamwork aspect of being in a Girl Scout troop, because, you really are like sisters and you all can, support each other and you'll receive that support in return. And so that will definitely drive you to be a better Girl Scout, a better friend, and a better salesperson. So, always support each other, always support others. With this online event, it's so awesome that, this is connecting Girl Scouts from, Asia
Over the
to,
world, right?
yeah, exactly, to, every corner of the world. And that's so awesome that, you all have something in common. You're all Girl Scouts. You're all part of the same big family. And I'm part of it too. So,
Right?
so
Former
it's
Girl Scout,
really,
lifetime
exactly. It's such a cool opportunity to, learn from each other and support each other. And I would say, finally, just work hard. Don't let yourself get discouraged. And don't let, others around you get discouraged. So, just it's all about supporting each other and keeping your spirits high because, you never know who could need a smile. So always spread smiles, always spread support. And yeah.
That's incredible advice, honestly. And I think what's so important about what Alina's discussed and really touched upon was the aspect of teamwork. And I know a lot of Girl Scouts overseas. I know we have some Girl Scouts tuning in from the US, but we have a lot of Girl Scouts overseas tuning in. And what's really cool is that you're doing your cookie sales as a team, versus maybe just doing it individually. So what's really cool about that is that you should take Alina's advice about supporting each other and working hard and coming together to achieve your goals. So what are some tips that I'm sure in Zolli Candy, you have a team around you that you're working with. What are some ways that you would motivate each other to achieve group goals?
Totally. So, at Zolli Candy, we have, a really incredible team that is devoted to spreading smiles and, sharing the importance of keeping your smile not only protected, but also, using it for good, spreading kindness and good vibes. So I think it's so important, especially for our team, there shouldn't be a hierarchy. And it's the same thing, with Girl Scouts, you're all equals. You're all trying to achieve the same goal. And that's why, it's so important to, like I said before, support each other, and treat each other, with respect and kindness. And, if you want to achieve those group goals, it's just important to, take them seriously. And, you're not only working hard for yourself, but you're working hard for your team. And so being a part of the team means just that, working hard for each other. And I would say, our team sets group goals all the time, and we're always communicating and we're always talking. And that's, so important to be in communication with others, because, if you assume something and you happen to be wrong, you're going to feel like, oh, well, if I had just talked to someone or I just asked a question, then I wouldn't have, I wouldn't be in this situation. But if you communicate with each other and, you use the resources that you have, which are each other, to your advantage, you'll get so much further than just trying to be the Lone Ranger and, work by yourself. So, constantly setting goals, and just a general goal setting tip, always write them down. You can have goals up here, but you got to write them down. You got to, hold yourself to those goals. What I like to do is I like to write down the goal, and then I like to write down a little box next to it so that I can just check it off. Now, I don't have to cross it off. I don't want to cross it off because I want to remember my goals, but it kind of holds me to it a little bit more if I have a little box next to it. So I get the satisfaction of doing the little check mark. And as simple as that is, it really gives you more, satisfaction when you've achieved your goal and you're like, checking it off the list, on to my next goal. And so, just a general goal setting tip, that's something that helps me. And that's something that we do at the Zolli Candy office on our whiteboard, one of our many whiteboards. So we definitely live by that goal.
That's amazing. Yeah, I do the same thing. I have every day I set goals that I have, things I want to do that day. And every day it's so satisfying to check that off. So I totally agree with that. So before we let you go, I got 2 more questions for you. So we love how you use your smiles for good. So I want you to tell us a little bit more about your Million Smiles initiative.
Yeah, so the Million Smiles Initiative is our nonprofit that is in coalition with our company. And so the Million Smiles Initiative, like I said, is powered by Zolli Candy. So teachers, principals, educators can sign up on our website, zollicandy.com, and they can sign up under the Million Smiles tab to get free Zolli Candy for their entire school. So the Zolli Candy is all donated by the company, and then we send it to schools all across America. It's a very important program for us because, in school, you learn about science and math and reading and all of those important life skills, but you also should learn about, proper oral health care, taking care of your smile, the importance of not only taking care of your smile for a health reason, but because smiles have such amazing powers. If you're ever having a bad day and somebody smiles at you, doesn't matter if they're a random person or your best friend, somebody smiles at you and then, you're filled with joy, you're filled with happiness. It can change the course of someone's day. And so smiles really do have amazing powers. And at Zolli Candy, we want to educate kids and families about, how they can protect their smiles. And with Zolli Candy, they can protect their smiles for years to come. So if you're a teacher or an educator, or a teacher or an educator, let them know to sign up for free Zolli Candy. Takes 5 minutes, and it's a really rewarding program. We've built it up from 250,000 smiles or 250,000 lollipops when we first started the company all those years ago, and now we're at 4 million smiles. So 4 million lollipops a year.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Okay, well, before we go, I have to try one of these, so I am going to break it open.
I'm trying one with you, except I've been eating it the whole time.
Okay, which one's the best one? Well, I like pink.
It depends on what your favorite flavor is.
I have to go with pink. Okay, here we go. That's delicious. These are so good. Okay, Girl Scouts, you have to go check out Zollipops and all her other amazing flavors. So we got Zolli Caramels and we have Zappy Taffy. Go check it out. So where can everyone follow you and stay connected with Zolli Candy and Alina Morse?
So you can stay up to date on all the latest Zolli news on our Facebook page or our Instagram page. They're both at Zolli Candy. That's ZOLLICANDY, all one word. And you can stay updated with me and what I do in my daily life as an entrepreneur and a student and a past Girl Scout on my Instagram at Alina Morse, and that's star with 2 R's. Yes, that's my real name.
I love it. It's so pretty.
Thank you so much. And you can, of course, pick up Zolli Candy from all the retailers mentioned today, but we also sell abroad in countries all across the world, including China, Korea, France, Germany, the UK, and on iHerb.com and Amazon.com. So you can check that out from wherever you are. And we actually have brand new Zolli bins, which are perfect for, we just released these. These are perfect for Girl Scout troops.
Yes.
We have them in our Zollipops Tropical, which are our brand new flavors, and our original Zollipops. So these all come with a coupon if you purchase them on our Zolli Candy Shopify, which is zollicandy at myshopify.com. So you can save by purchasing today. And keep smiling, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the rest of this awesome event. And yeah, keep smiling.
Thank you so much, Alina. Thank you for sharing such amazing advice. Alina is definitely so wise beyond her years, and she shared so much unique advice. I especially really liked the team section when she was talking about how to achieve goals as a team. I thought that advice was super helpful. Whether you are literally on your soccer team, if you're in a Girl Scout troop or Girl Guide unit, or whatever goals you're achieving as a team, I thought that was so helpful. Alina is definitely smart as a cookie, and you are too. And make sure you go to zollicandy.com so you can learn more about Zolli Candy, Alina, and also shop Zollipops and Zolli Taffy. There's so many amazing products that they have. So check it out, Girl Scouts. You can even order on Amazon. Probably shouldn't have told you that because you'll be so addicted to ordering Zolli Candy. On Alina's website, you can also learn more about the Million Smiles Initiative and how you can get your hands on some free Zolli Candy for your entire school. No joke. No joke at all. And, I forgot to tell everyone. So Alina, we actually saw her on QVC to kick off 2023. It was her first ever appearance on QVC, and Zolli Candy sold out in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. They barely had time to do a segment. It was crazy. So go check it out. And if you're up for a little, Zolli Candy fun, you should check out Zolli Candy on social media. So Alina's Instagram is at Alina Morse, 2 R's in star. Their Instagram is, drumroll please, let me double check before I tell everybody what her Instagram is. is at Zolli Candy. And you can also check out their TikTok. It's at Zuper_candy_girl. Zuper with a Z. Yes, with a Z. And the videos on there are so cool. If you go check them out, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's literally like hundreds of, I'm watching it right now as I'm telling you, like hundreds of Zolli Candy Zollipops, like on a table, and they're in a design. And then they start out not like how you can't see what the design is. And then they move it. You have to just go watch it and check it out. It's very cool. And if you're into some, messy kitchen, sugary fun, you can check out how they melt the Zollipops down and make some sweet treats. Don't blame me if you get in trouble in the kitchen. Make sure you get your parents' permission before you melt anything, before you melt any candy. Don't try this at home. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our episode with Alina, and stay tuned for our next one of season 1 of Smart as a Cookie. You are smart as a cookie. And just like Alina says, keep smiling. See ya. Thank you so much for tuning in to Smart as a Cookie, the podcast, presented by USA Girl Scouts Overseas in partnership with me, Kristina Lachaga. To learn more about USA Girl Scouts Overseas, visit usagso.org. USA Girl Scouts Overseas brings Girl Scouts to daughters of military, foreign service, and American expat families around the world, and to girls in American or international schools. An operating unit of the Girl Scouts of the USA, USAGSO ensures that no matter where American families move, they will have access to the Girl Scout leadership experience. Follow USA Girl Scouts Overseas on Facebook and at GS Overseas on Instagram. You can also follow me, Kristina Lachaga, your host, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, pretty much wherever, at Kristina Lachaga. And I can't wait to hear about your favorite episode, your favorite guest, and your favorite moment from Smart as a Cookie. And make sure you go to youtube.com/Kristina Lachaga so you can check out all our Before the Cookie Crumbles videos with our special guests. And we even have some other special videos with our special guests, like exploring South Korea with Sharon Howe, explore the rainbow with Rainbow Masho. So many amazing videos. Oh, and Girl Scout cookie trivia with Maddie and Ann Baum. Oh my gosh, you're going to love all those episodes. So go check them out. Hey, it's me with the disclaimer here. So don't forget that this interview aired at Cookie Rally 2021. So a lot of our guests have been up to so many amazing things since 2021. For the most up-to-date info and all the projects that they're working on and their companies are working on, or what they're doing with their athletic careers, or all their amazing things, all their social media, make sure you check out our special guests' social media, website, and official channels. And if you liked the music that you heard during this episode, it's RSVP by me, Kristina Lachaga. So you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Google Play, wherever you check out your music and listen to your music. You can add it to your library and you can add it to your playlist. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for our next episode. Talk soon. And remember, you are smart as a cookie. No, go get a Girl Scout cookie. See ya.
I've got your back, you've got mine. For the rest of time. I've got your back, you've got mine. For the rest of